Hey guys, 2Legit City here, and today we're going to be going over the Chlorine Room. The Chlorine Room is something that we use to remove germs from the liquids. And specifically, we're going to be going over how to remove germs from a liquid. In our case, it's going to be the dirty bathroom water that has food poisoning on it. Now, for the most case, if you guys didn't know, chlorine is a natural germ-killing element in a gaseous state. And although that's the description, you kind of have to work with the chlorine to get the benefit of the germ killing properties. That means that even if you run your water with germs on it in the chlorine room, nothing's going to happen as the pipes and gas don't interact. And today we're going to talk about how we're going to be able to clean germs off of liquids. Now, in our case, we're going to be having some polluted water that's going to be coming in from our bathroom loop. So that bathroom water you could see right here. Now we're going to stop the polluted water from coming in. And now that you see that we're not adding in any more polluted water, the germs are actually going down. That's because when you don't have liquids moving in the pipes and they're staying inside of the liquid reservoir like that, they interact with the chlorine and the germs get killed fast. We're on 1x speed right now. You can see that we went from 600,000 to about 100,000 in seconds. Chlorine will kill most of the germs like so, and it doesn't matter what type of germ it is. For the most part, it's going to die, as chlorine will take it out. Now, because of that, you typically have to make a setup with some automation so that the flow of water does not stop. And we're going to be going over just that. And very quickly, this is our automation overlay. All we have is a shutoff connected to a timer. This timer is going to be when we're going to do a check at every cycle. And then over here, this shutoff is going to be attached to a germ sensor, where the clean water leaves the system and then the germy water loops back in so that it could have the germs killed. Now, what I said earlier, when you're having the liquids in the pipeline right here, and there's no way to avoid that, they have the germs alive. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 potential bubbles with germs in it. And that's actually why we need the germ sensor. Now, we're going to show you the process of which we're going to have to use for this and how you could just leave this on automation. In our case, I typically just put it on a 10% timer at a certain part of the day so that we could have every day check the water to see if the germs are killed or not. And we'll go through the couple of cycles that you guys will run into. Now, the first cycle, normally we're going to wait until the germs are dead in both of the tanks. And it is gone. So the germs are gone. So we're going to pause the game. And then we'll set it up so that it's going to kick on very soon. The automation is going to kick on once the timer kicks on. And then the flow is going to start. Any of the clean water exits to the left. Any dirty water we actually realize loops back into the first tank. Now, what's the takeaway from this is that you need to have flow, meaning the water needs to be able to loop into itself so that the contents with germy water leaves the pipeline so you could fill it back up with some clean water. Now, that's actually why we don't have this looping constantly. If the water is constantly looping, the germs aren't actually touching it. So we have to run this for a dedicated amount of time, and then we need it to stop, which is the purpose of this timer right here. So we're going to cut the duration slightly. And you're going to see that the water stops flowing. Now, by having the germy water loop into itself, you're going to see that we're going to have some germs in the first tank and germs in the second tank. This allows the germs in the pipeline originally to get cleaned. And by having this, that was a dirty run, so to speak. And once the germs are dead in this state, we'll be able to have this run, and most of this is going to be clean. Typically, this is going to be the life cycle of your germy water. You're going to have a dirty run where some of your clean water leaves, but the germy water loops back into itself. Once it's looped enough, usually it's just going to be one loop, and then on the next automation cycle, the clean polluted water should be in pretty much both tanks, and most of it's going to be able to move out. All right. The germs are dead, and we're gonna kick this on once again. So normally we would wait, but just to showcase how it works. As you can see, it's gonna start checking again. A couple of the bubbles were dirty, but a lot of it is clean, so we have some water coming out. This is gonna loop back to the front. And then we just let this run. Now you can see this is the clean cycle. We get a lot more clean polluted water coming out as a lot of the germy water in the pipes were taken care of. And this is going to be how the automation works. You'll have a dirty cycle before a clean cycle, typically. As you add more germy water in, that literally usually just, makes it so that you have more germs, which means you have to wait a little bit longer. So depending on how active your bathroom loop is, you're going to maybe wait a little bit longer, but this is the automation that you would basically have so that the liquids, as you can see in here, have the germs get killed. Now, for the chlorine room, a lot of times you could mess around with the design, add more buffers to the back so that you could have more of a clean buffer for some of the water. The reservoirs are actually okay to take mixed water contents, as nothing really matters. Each individual bubble kind of just interacts in the pipeline, and doesn't really matter if you have mixed liquids in here, as the germs still die. But of course, you guys could mess around with the design. This is a very quick, easy setup that I normally have to clean any of the germs out if I want to use the water and take out the germs from it. But of course, this is the chlorine room basics. This is how you would get started for destroying germs on your liquids. But of course, leave a comment down below if you guys got any questions. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you guys.